Our friend, your friend, my friend, everyone's friend,
MauLer's friend,
Rachel Zegler.
There she is.
Is claiming that people. Well, we'll see. Let's listen to Zegler's cope. And by the way, this is so performative and fake. The way that she delivers this, this is why people hate this fucking woman. Which she's not a girl, she's a woman. She wants people to think she's a girl so they can say, "Oh, it's just her age." No, she's just a piece of shit human being. Is Rachel Zegler? She's fake. She's phony. She's up her own arse. She's precocious, pretentious, and she essentially embodies everything that a character like Snow White isn't. And so that's why audiences can't gravitate towards a twat like this. So let's just listen to her fake reaction.
The winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her.
So they still line up to see. So fake.
I saw it.
Fake. She's not.
I lined up to see it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't line up to see fucking Zegler.
No,
but it's just like the way that she's delivering it is so performative. It's just like, no, you're not actually. She probably clicked it off and went, right, okay. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and stick my fingers down my throat or something. Is bulimia still in? I don't know.
No, you got Ozempic.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them.
No, you see, it's just so fake. That's your biggest problem, Rachel. You're a fucking fake. And everyone can see it. You're not a good actress, by the way. You've only had one movie which has made money.
I think I've seen this video before, but not like literally. It's just,
it's been around.
Yeah.
Listen.
That at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
No. You've had one movie that's made money. That was because it was a Hunger Games. It was the brand which got people, and it was the lowest Hunger Games that there's been. It made a very small profit. There's likelihood not going to be another one because the law of diminishing returns would say that would, yeah. I mean, it made a little bit of money, not much. Tiny.
And it wasn't because of her. She wasn't like a major part of the movie. No,
it was because of the Hunger Games.
I was asked on the radio yesterday with Glenn Beck's show. He's like, what happens to her career? And I think we all could guess it. Broadway. She's going to go to Broadway. She's toast in Hollywood. She's done. Hollywood won't come out against her collectively. But the fact that Disney shut her down on premiere night, on the premiere week, they shut her down. That is, even if everybody in Hollywood, which they don't, agree with her politically, she has now got the scarlet letter of difficult to work with.
Yeah.
And that's where you lose it.
Problematic. No, so there's her little cope. She thinks people are going to queue up to watch her. Totally. Yeah, not so much. Snow Brown. There's it's not doing well. Let me bring up the figures. I don't know if you saw, Gary and Morley. The box office was adjusted down by 2 million. 2 million. It was initially projected to do an 87 million weekend because they predict the Sunday. When they release the figures for the weekend, it's actually a prediction on the Sunday, and then the Monday gives the true total. And they actually had to, when the Monday came in, it went down by 2 million. So it went from an 87 million opening weekend, and that's worldwide, not domestic. That's worldwide, 87 million, down to 85 with a 42.2 million domestic and a 43 million international, which is it's now done. It's already done.
Yeah, remember the first box office projections, which were about a month prior to the release, were on the high end domestically 70 million.
75, I think it was.
70 fucking million. 42 million little bit different.
But Gary, from there, it got adjusted, and it got adjusted to about 55.
58, then 55.
Yeah.
And then it was 45 to 50. And then we're like, hey, if we get 50, we're good. No, you got 42 million in 4,200 theaters across America.
4,200, I know.
And as many have pointed out, these movies do much better internationally. And that's where they get their legs, and that's where the story is, because internationally, it's the same. It is bad. And now we are looking at a possibility of Marvel's type of numbers for sure.
I think we're looking at short of 300, but I think over 200. But I think we're looking to 275, maybe.
We're looking at a potential $200 million loss for this movie. They'll call it. They're going to call it a $100 million loss because they're not going to count their marketing as a loss, although they will to their accountant.
Oh yes.
But they won't make it public. But they're going to say $100 million loss, easy $200 million loss for this movie. Most predictable failure since the last most predictable failure, which was The Acolyte, I guess. Or no, Captain America 4. And I'm losing track. And The Acolyte and the Marvels and Rings of Power, these are just predictable failures. And it was the slowest train wreck, but yet most unintentionally entertaining.
I mentioned to my mum that it was going to fail, and she said, "Oh, does that mean they'll stop doing them?" And I was like, "No."
No, because Lilo and Stitch will make all the money. What they'll do is they'll just start making them a little more accurately. But we're still left with creative bankruptcy, even if Lilo and Stitch is great, right?
Sure. Yeah, it's just pick a cartoon and live action it with CGI.
Right.
How to Train Your Dragon's happening too, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That should do well.
I think it'll do very well.
Do well. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't either. I freaking love that movie, dude. I think that movie's great. So saw that with my kid.
But dude, that is a horrendous Sunday, by the way.
That is a horrendous Sunday. What is the per theater?
Per theater, $2,500 on the Sunday. I mean, look, from your
on
Friday,
its opening weekend, bro.
Yeah,
that's bad.
Which means the Monday, which is going to drop probably during this show, will go down to probably 4 million. Will be the Monday. Around, you're looking at kind of like a projection around there.
I'm going to say 2.
You're going to say, no,
I'm going to say 2. Fuck it.
That would be, I mean, we'll see. It should happen. I'll keep my eye on it throughout the course of the show. And we should get the Monday numbers in. But yeah, I reckon it'll be around the 4 million. And
4 million is probably right. But I say
the theater will be probably in the 1.3, no, it should go down to probably almost like 1.1 to 1.3, which would be absolutely,
dude. But a 34% drop on a Sunday is
like,
horrific.
What? Yeah,
is horrific.
That's a Saturday to Sunday drop of 34%. It's like, what the fuck?
What this movie was represented in a film is the steamroller from Austin Powers.
Yes,
that's what it was.
Yeah, that's exactly what was in my head when you said this is the slowest train wreck. I was just thinking of the no. I was just thinking of that.
MauLer, you did a whole EFAP on Snow White. So
we did, and
you did.
Rags went and found out a bunch about how the original was made, and it ended up backfiring, not in the sense of a quality breakdown, but in the sense of a man. Do we have to talk about the new one at all?
Yeah,
we did, and man, it's just the amount of artistry that went into the original, its legacy, and like what it meant to the whole world. I think a lot of people don't know, which is totally fixed. It's fucking 1937. I think a lot of people know it's of significance, but the amount of shit that he was talking through, plenty of it was just interesting as fuck to listen to in terms of all the effort that was put in, how much of a difference it made, and all the naysayers at the time that recommended against making a movie like that.
Yep.
It was truly a trendsetter, as much as it could be one back then in different ways. And it's just really sad to then be like, all right, so let's look at how they changed almost everything. You know, one of the things that I don't know if we've talked about, because we've had different conversations here and there about different things, but you know, we were struck by a lot of the different comparison scenes being altered. And when the huntsman's with her before he's gonna try and kill her in the original, he sees her find like a bird that seems distressed or unhappy, and she's like, "Oh, you know, where are your parents? Let's find you some help. Let's get you wherever you need to be." That sort of thing. And the huntsman sees that in the original now.
Yeah.
You know, we as the audience go, aha, he's seeing her do that. He knows her as well as he would. So he draws the knife and then he can't complete the job. In the new version, she plucks an apple, hands it to him, and he's like, "You are kind."
You gave me an apple. And I love you.
Isn't that
It's like an extreme
biblical?
downgrade. And then, yeah, in the original, when he threatens to kill her, she's terrified and screaming. You know, as much as you do in a film like that without terrifying kids and stuff. In the new version, pulls the knife on it and puts it like to her throat, and she stands stern, looking at him like
with her big jaw.
There's this like a sense that she's going for like a go on then.
Yeah,
I fear no man.
You just mentioned like one of the major points of personality for the original is the animals. The animals are such a major character that are just completely taken out of this. I like comparing the two is it's fucking silly. Like comparing these two movies is silly.
It's really sad too.
It is opposite ends of spectrum. You have one that was a paradigm shift for Hollywood. You would put this in the 10 movies that changed Hollywood forever, and created one of the biggest corporations. And you can see here is the end user. Here is the death of that corporation. And they both are kind of the encapsulation of both, like we're Disney beginning on up and coming company to now it's just creative bankrupt slop that is served up. And not even the hardcorest of Disney fans, of modern Disney fans, are willing to eat it.
I can absolutely believe, by the way, they made that decision because they didn't want it to look afraid or weak at any point.
Yes, of course. Intersectional feminism.
Yes,
it ruins everything.
Well, they've made this mistake so many times in the Marvel films, and it's just like, you guys are like really stupid when it comes to this.
Yeah,
it's much more endearing to see her react like a human when these things happen.
It's called sympathizing.
I've been watching a lot of movies from the 30s lately. Very cool, because I got on a kick because I watched Robin Hood again, which is just fucking awesome, unbelievably awesome with Errol Flynn. And just the dude, and we're approaching. These are almost 100 years old. Like we're close to Snow White being 90 years old.
Yeah,
and the artistry and the creativity they did, and you look at the schlock now, it's like I miss the sets they used for Robin Hood are unbelievable. Like they're great. And this was during the Depression and the Dust Bowl and all this shit. So it's sad to see what's happened, but with Snow White, it's indicative of everything Disney. It's the one thing, MauLer, they should have shown a lot of reference to. And if you're going to remake and remade it shot for shot, like if you're going to remake it shot for shot, and don't get the guy who did fucking 500 Days of Bummer and Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, their major fuck up was that this probably I never in a million years would want them to do it, but they're going to. You need to grab like every respectable artist ever that relates to the way that they created the original Snow White, and actually like maybe do a really great effort in trying to, not cringe update it, but simultaneously the 100-year anniversary. You'd think they would have like.
They went with Wish
so awfully. They went with Wish,
Wish, which nobody remembers. It should have been Snow White, and use the exact same budget. That like just spend it better. Get Kenneth Branagh back. Find somebody,
someone who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.